Have you ever been inside the president's house? This house has been home to NSU presidents for many generations. As of June of this year, there hasn't been an official resident. But as of November 8th, this house just got a new tenant, Dr. Marcus Jones. And today, I'll be talking to him about his goals and aspirations for the university. Good morning, Dr. Jones. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. So, the city of Natchitoches has seen so much change in the past few years. We just elected our first African-American mayor, and now you, Dr. Jones, are breaking barriers as our first African-American president of the university. So my question to you is, why do you think this change is happening? What do you think it means for the community, and most importantly, what does it mean to you personally?
So change is always good, and the university, the city is more diverse, and the university is becoming more reflective of the student body, the faculty and staff. And so I think it's good to have that type of change. Northwestern is home to me. When I first came to the university, it was not as diverse as it is now. And so I think this progression is just a natural progression that reflects where we're heading as a community.
Okay. What made you want to be the president of NSU and not another PWI or an HBCU?
Well, Northwestern is home. I studied here, I got my undergrad degree from here, and came back and started teaching, and left and went to law school and came back again in 1999 and started teaching in the College of Business. So I've always been a part of the fabric of Northwestern. So for the past 23 years, this has been home. I left in 2020, right at the beginning of COVID, came back as the interim. So this has been a journey coming back home, and Northwestern gave so much to me, and so I wanted to give back and see the university continue to thrive and progress.
Okay. I know that you're a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and with Greek life being such a prominent part of our university, how do you plan on getting the students more involved on campus?
So Greek life at any university is a major piece of the retention and recruiting piece of the university. That is where I think a lot of leaders are created. Many of the individuals who are prominent alumni were members of Greek organizations. So I think we have to continue to encourage that students join Greek organizations, and also recognize student organizations that may not necessarily be Greek, but that is the training ground for leaders. And so I think we continue to encourage students to become a part of those RSOs so that they can develop those leadership skills.
Okay, cool. That really interested me, because I was wondering what your response to that question was going to be. So Natchitoches is a small town, and NSU is a really big part of it. How do you plan on bringing NSU together with the community?
So Northwestern has always been a major part of the Natchitoches community, and where Natchitoches goes, there goes Northwestern, and where Northwestern goes, there goes Natchitoches. So that town-gown relationship has always been a critical part of what we do at Northwestern. So I think we as an institution have to continue to work with business and industry and the local leaders to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the workforce for the city, and also meeting the cultural and social needs of the city through the creative and performing arts area, through athletic events. So we're tied together, whether we want to be or not. We are tied to the city, and the city is tied to us, and we've always been good partners, and I think it's important to continue to strengthen that relationship.
Cool. My last question for you, Dr. Jones, is what do you want your legacy to be here while you're president of NSU?
So one of the main things that I've always wanted to make sure that happened at Northwestern is that the institution continues to have an international mark. I want to continue to globalize the university, expand opportunities for our students to study abroad, and not only expand the opportunities for our students to study abroad, but I also want to make sure that we are welcoming to international students and international faculty and staff, because that diversity that they bring to the institution will also make our students, our faculty and our staff, primarily our students, more employable, because any given employer wants to have someone that has a global perspective.
Yes.
And so I think that is one of the main things that I want to be my legacy, is that Northwestern became more of a global institution, and in order to meet the needs of our students and the employers, and make our students more marketable. And the other thing that I'd like to see is that that the institution again continues to reach out and become a strong partner with business and industry to make sure that we're meeting the workforce needs of business and industry.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask that you'd like to share?
Well, I guess the only thing I'd like to add is just to talk a little bit about how much Northwestern means to first-generation students. I'm a first-generation student from Winfield, Louisiana, which is 35 miles from here. But Northwestern for years has been helping students much like myself, who may not have thought that they could get a college degree. Northwestern has opened its doors, taught us how to be leaders and contributing citizens to society. And that is a trend that we're going to continue.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for the interview. And I believe the hard part is over, or it could have just begun. And if you have the time, I'd like to play an icebreaker game with you.
Okay.
All right. You have the option to choose between 3 games.
Okay.
You can play word association, where I tell you a word, and then you say back the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
We can do trivia. And I read those questions. I don't know about it. And then the last one is would you rather, where I'd give you 2 places and you pick which one you'd rather go to or attend.
Let's try word association.
Okay. Cool. Let me get out my handy dandy notebook. The first word is purple.
Pride.
Columns.
Tradition.
Students.
Lifeblood.
Vic the Demon.
Scary.
7 Oaks.
I would probably say groundbreaking.
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Achievement.
And the last but not least, NPHC.
Training ground.
Okay. And those are all the words for word association. We could play another one, or we could end the interview, whichever you decide.
Would you rather? I think it would be a good one as well.
Okay.
Trivia, let's stay away from that one.
Gotcha. Would you rather Vic's Cafe or Iberville?
Well, since they're both owned by the same entity, I don't guess anybody would get offended, so I'll say Vic's Cafe.
Okay. Would you rather sit in the president's box or in the stands with the students?
It depends on the time of year. If it's hot, then probably the president's box. If it's cool outside, I'd like to hang out with the students.
Okay. Crawfish or meat pies?
That's a tough one. I think I'd have to go with crawfish. And the reason is because crawfish generally is going to be involved with a group gathering.
True.
And so
nice
you
tailgate.
have the ability to connect and interact.
And the last question is, would you rather take a stroll down Front Street or have a crazy night out on Bourbon Street?
Front Street, all day long.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Jones. I believe that's all the time we have today. And I would just like to congratulate you on your appointment of president of NSU. And I hope to see great things from you in the future.
I appreciate your time.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.